La méditation Vipassana est une technique qui vous apprend vraiment un art de vivre, mieux affronter les événements, vivre dans le quotidien.
My neighbor told me about this technique and how wonderful it was, and I said, okay, yes, but now I'm going to Mexico, so I cannot do it at the moment. And I flew to Mexico, and after 3 days, another person came in contact with me and say, you should do Vipassana, and that time was like, what did you say? Vipassana again. I never heard about this technique for 30 years, and now in two parts opposite in the world, I'm listening about this technique. So I came back and I did the course.
And when he came out of the course, I went to collect him from the airport, and I just noticed such a huge difference in his face. It was just, he looked so calm, so happy, so much of the tension had gone. So I was really keen to try this technique.
Oh, it's something I didn't know. So it should give me a telephone number, the nearest one. The nearest one is in Italy. Oh, I'm Italian, wonderful. So I called Italy and said, I would like very much, and I'm very happy there's a course here in Italy close to my house, etc., etc. I was very happy. So I called these people, they were very kind, but they said, no way, it's fully booked for another 3 months. So if you want to make a course right now, impossible, sorry.
I had just left Romania after a really difficult time under the dictatorship. The revolution came. I had just so many things which I wasn't clear about, or which were not really clear for me. Then I discovered the world, and then suddenly Vipassana came into my life and everything shifted.
So I try in Switzerland, I try in France, fully booked, I try in Spain, fully booked, I try in England, fully booked.
I expected something completely different. I expected something more relaxative. And it was a bit difficult for me because I went through a hard time before, and now I'm finding myself in a situation where again I have to go to quite a hard time. I decided to stick to the 10 days and see and work seriously, and then see what comes out. And I was totally surprised in the end what came out. It's like a new beginning for my life.
Huge amount of emotional ups and downs. It was a roller coaster. It was difficult, but tough going, but very, very beneficial at the end.
I really, really wanted to work hard and to get the best results I could out of the 10 days I had there, and to try and come out of this suffering that I was creating. And at the end of the course, having worked really hard, I saw Davide, because he'd served my course, my partner, and I just felt so full of joy. I was just crying because I just felt so much lighter.
As you know, you look and you say things, but you never do it. And so at the end of the year, my wife gave a present on Christmas, and that was a card on which was written, you have 10 days of leave from your company and family life to do this course. And so it started. It took me 9 months because I said, I cannot leave my company, it will be a chaos if I leave. But it went all okay, she took care, I'm happy with that.
I was not really looking for meditation or whatever, but when I had the flyer, I immediately thought, this gives me a tool to help myself, rather than be depending on others.
Pojechałam na kurs, był wtedy organizowany latem. No i przeżyłam.
So I called Belgium and they said, oh, you just lucky, because yesterday there was a cancellation, so there's one place free, but the course is starting tomorrow. It's no problem, I'm adjusting the car and we'll be there tomorrow morning. So I left my wife and I said, kiss goodbye. She said, I'm completely crazy, and I left, I went there. And I made the course, and my life changed because, since that moment, everything was absolutely different.
So much came up that seemed to feel as though I'd released a lot of very difficult emotional stuff that had been going on in my mind and my life previously. So it just felt clearer, everything felt clearer.
I po tym kursie poczułam, że jest coś bardzo mocnego w tej technice. Jeszcze nie wiedziałam do końca, jak to się u nas mówi, z czym to jest, ale że chcę spróbować jeszcze raz. Pojechałam za pół roku na kurs, drugi, który był dla mnie bardzo mocny i od tego czasu już uznałam, że to jest moja droga.
I find Vipassana gives me so much space, like a real breathing space between the difficult situation and then how to solve the problem.
For myself, I just notice how I've got more energy. I get more done than I ever used to. I've stopped worrying about things. I think I used to be a real worrier many years ago, and I've just realised actually there's no point.
When you start to react emotionally, that blocks your ability to work through it. Observing it at the level of sensation, observing your emotions as sensations, observing your mind as sensations, it's bypassing that. You're not getting caught up in it, you're observing it.
The atmosphere around you becomes more positive, so the reactions become more positive, and yeah, if everybody is more positive, then I think it influences the world.
Na przykład bardzo to widzę w sytuacjach stresowych, ponieważ występuję też na scenie. Często stres mnie paraliżował, a jakby teraz dużo mniej.
I was living in a foreign country in Germany, so whatever I was projecting there was just really my projection, that I thought people thought I would be like this and this because I come from Romania, and then I realized if I approached them differently, I was getting different reactions and new reactions, and I just realized it was all inside me, so it wasn't really all outside.
There was no way for me to understand what I wanted. Did I want a relationship with a girl or not, with which one, so it was very unbalanced. And of course, after the first courses, I understood the importance of Shila and the importance of having a balanced emotional life. It took me very few years to understand that I wanted to have children. And I must say that now, children, my family and the Dhamma are the two most important things.
This immense use of drugs, you know, alcohol drinking and stuff. I found a way to get rid of it and to reduce it slowly by slowly, and now I stopped it completely. And this is not so easy, but with the Vipassana meditation, it was a chance, you know, to join a new way of life.
You know, I used to find it really difficult getting up in the morning, but I don't now. I find it, I'm up early just about every morning, and it's not a problem at all.
Da sem v bistvu, da se manj vežem, manj me je strah. Mislim, bolj zaupam, da bodo tudi rezultati takšni, kot je dobro, ne samo za mene, ampak v bistvu dobro za vse. Mislim, da sem bolj učinkovita, da sem bolj umirjena in s tem tudi na nek način boljše vplivam na druge ljudi.
I'm much more productive at work, and that means I think that my time out of work is much better as well, just much more fun. And my relationships are better. My relationships with my family have really improved.
Vipassana really helps me to open my eyes and not to react with ignorance in the moment, but just to have a much clearer idea of the situation and to suffer less in the situation, because I'm not craving for something I don't have or really having aversion towards what I don't like.
You're not so focused on yourself anymore. I think that's that's what I notice. I don't know how that's for the others outside, but for me it's really that, you're not the center of the world anymore, and you try to be open for others.
I started this new career when I came back to Romania, and I used to be very nervous. So being aware of my being nervous when talking to a lot of people has helped me a lot, and it has also helped me to overcome a lot of barriers in communicating, and I think communicating is essential in my job.
You know how business is very often that you do things which are maybe not completely right. So in my company I want from everybody a honest way of operation.
Yeah, sometimes I'll go to a sitting feeling very agitated, or there's been some problem going on or something, and quite often once I've sat, or even during the time that I'm sitting, you know, a solution will come into my head.
And then I give to the people working in my company the possibility for them to take 10 days paid, so they don't have to take a holiday for doing a course if they want.
I think that having a good moral foundation is really essential, and this is also a weak point in all these, I think in all these ex-communist countries. People have made of cheating and of maybe even stealing or of lying a way of resisting a dictatorship, so without realizing that they are really harming themselves. So having a strong foundation in morality is really helpful, and Vipassana is based on this.
The purifying of the mind, which is what the technique is about, is very, very closely linked to what I do in my sculpture. It's about, I'm looking, searching, if you like, for that purity of form. And so it's very closely linked. I bring it into my work more and more, and I find it's helped enormously, because I'm able to, for me, to be able to find this clarity of form which I'm looking for, but I'm also able to do it with a sense of love and peace, which I hope comes through my work, because that's so important.
That is a real fortunate person, and I'm happy for him.
If you have also questions related to the technique and to the whole setup, don't hesitate to actually get in contact with the organization.
I think the first doubt would be that this might be a sect. And I would definitely tell them that it is nothing sectarian, and it's nothing to do with conversion or with any kind of religion. It's open for anybody, as we're working with universal things.
I didn't change my point of view on a religious field, on a philosophical field, on a political field. I didn't change on that level. What changed was my capacity of thinking and living and behaving. I was in the same way, but I was just more balanced. So I wish this could happen to anybody else.
I mean, you should be always, you know, critical toward what's happening. You can ask questions. You can ask everything, and you know, you don't need to worry.
Just before the course, I don't know, 2 weeks or 1 week before, I called the son. I said, actually, I feel a little bit funny, and I don't know if I should be doing that and if it's the right moment. And yeah, these people there, they listened to me, and it was just. They were calming me.
There's nothing strange about this technique at all. It's just it's very, very straightforward. And that's one of the things that attracted me, I think, once I'd sort of begun the practice, was that it's not about any particular religion. And it's not for people from any particular part of society. It's for ordinary people, actually, which is what I really like about it. And it's just, and the actual practice makes complete sense.
If you want to sit for 10 days, then it is doable. I'm quite a chatty, talkative person, so first I thought, God, am I going to be able to shut up, to be quiet for 10 days? And it was no problem at all.
Just try it and see if it's something for you.
Certainly this technique will help you enormously.
with your fear, but come with confidence, and then everything will be fine.